up guys, Lucky here from Byline Fitness and welcome to episode number 3 in regards to our beautiful Christmas special talk. So today we're going to be talking about fats. That's right. So pretty much in this episode, this video, pretty much what you're going to see is obviously the 8 different reasons why we sort of need to eat good fats and stuff like that, how it works within the body. And then right at the end, guys, I'm going to give you some pretty much little Christmas tips and tricks to get around it, especially with the festive season like creeping right up. You know, I can't believe how fast it's going. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down some notes on the board, so that way we've got a few pointers and stuff like that, and then we're going to get things going that way, all right? So let's get cracking, shall we? All right, so we're going to start off with 4 points. Before I actually do get started, guys, I'm just gonna actually sort of make this a quick one because there is quite a lot of details obviously behind these points and what you can do. What I'm just gonna do is just sort of touch the surface, so that way you guys get a basic understanding of what you can do, the little things, and how it all works. But again, guys, I'm not gonna go into so great much detail, so you can do a little bit more research if you want, or if you want us to make another video explaining a bit more about this, then let us know and we're more than happy to do that. But for now, yes, I might leave out a few different bits of information. I might not go into so much depth and stuff. So, you know, don't what's the word? So I'm looking for throw the axe at me or whatever, or criticize, or I don't know, whatever, because it's just going to be a nice, easy skim through just for you guys to understand. And like I said, just touching the surface of it, so that way you guys can adapt these skill sets and put them in to your everyday sort of living and get this Christmas spirit and everything all underway and not walk out 5 kilos heavier at the end of it. So let's get started, shall we? So with the first one, decreasing cholesterol. So everyone knows that cholesterol is a hard fatty substance that builds up in the arterial walls. So the way it sort of looks like, I'm going to use this side as my little drawing board, right? So pretty much that's your arteries there. Then you're going to get a nice, and that's the clog there, right? So pretty much that is cholesterol, all right? Now the way fats obviously help with decrease in cholesterol is that the good fats actually like to attach themselves to the cholesterol, and then they like to break it off and they pretty much clear up the blockage that way, all right? So that's as simple as they attach, they break it off, and then that's how they sort of clear. So let's pretty much smash that down. Second point, number 2, is to decrease our blood pressure, all right? So pretty much the way blood pressure works is that obviously if you have a blockage here, your blood flow, your heart rate doesn't control, can't slow down your heart rate. Let me start again, jeez. What I'm trying to say is your heartbeat, right, cannot slow down the blood flow if there is a blockage. So when it's used to transporting blood between this gap, right, but then it's going to shrink it in between here, because remember the blood flow is coming out that way. What happens is, because it goes from wide to thin, then it comes back out to wide. When it spits out here, it's going to be at a high pressure, hence high blood pressure that we get. So in order to, if you decrease cholesterol, then you automatically decrease your blood pressure, because remember, you're breaking away that arteria in order to create that blockage nice and wide, so you've got nice blood flow going through. There's no obstruction to it, because you can't tell your heart, oh, you know what, there's a blockage there, slow down the rate so that way the blood can travel nice and thoroughly through. It's no, it's going to rush the blood and try and cram it all through that gap, and then what happens on the other end? Basic physics, guys, it's going to just spit out and create your high blood pressure. So obviously if you decrease number 1, you're able to decrease number 2. By decreasing 1 and 2, it then ties into heart disease, right? You just naturally decrease heart disease. Heart disease is still one of the biggest killers here Australia-wide. So obviously by working on 1 and 2, you're going to take out number 3, all right? Really simple and easy, guys. Number 4, it helps increase fat burning. So the way by eating good fats and stuff like that helps increase fat burning is that when you sort of eat food and stuff, you're always going to be eating carbs, proteins, fat in some sort of way, right? They always get mixed up. What happens is that fats like to attach themselves to carbohydrates naturally, but obviously being in the body and stuff, it can't get digested together. So when it sort of sits in the stomach bay, it sort of gets attached, because remember, the stomach is the holding bay for it. There's no digestion that actually happens in there, right? And then when it starts to enter the small intestines and stuff, that's when all the nutrients start to get absorbed. In that process, what happens is that, put this away, say this is carbs, this is fats, boom, it likes to attach itself there. Once it's attached and it has to go through the whole digestion process, it separates, it creates, because you've got to have two separate things, right? That separation creates an internal explosion. That explosion is known as thermogenic effect, because it's naturally creating heat. Thermogenic equals heat. Heat equals boosting metabolism and stuff like that, so naturally just burning off energy. Alright guys, so those are those 4 points there. Give me a sec, we're going to clean the board up and we're going to get down to the other 4 points, alright? Okay, so the next 4 that we have into place is, coming in at number 5, is balanced blood sugar levels. So the way this works is, it's got to do with insulin, right? So obviously insulin is the product released by, it's a hormone that's released by the pancreas in order to help balance blood sugar levels. So pretty much when you got like good fats circulating around in the, in the bloodstream, right? Obviously the fats, like I said before, they like to attach themselves to carbs. Carbohydrates is also known as glucose, right? So in the bloodstream, it's glucose. That's why it's known that, but glucose is carbs. So remember that, guys. So the thing is with this is that obviously if there's a really high spike with glucose in the bloodstream, that's when the pancreas picks up and has to release obviously insulin as the hormone to help balance that out. What happens is fats obviously come along and just help balance that out, right? That's just a simple version of it, guys. It goes into so much more detail. And so what I'm talking about, guys, is this booklet here. Now what this booklet is pretty much, voila, eat rich, live rich. This is the actual booklet, obviously written by me, that explains into so much more greater detail. As you can see, it is a proper booklet. It's got all your like these. There's about 20 plus pages of everything that we've spoken about, all written out nicely, and with all the headings of what you need to know about pretty much the carbs, proteins, fats, alcohol, our 80-20 rule that we apply to all our clients, which makes them get amazing results. So it's all written out. So you can head up, we're going to attach probably the link down below. So just scroll down to that if you want to have a look at that. Obviously it's for your purchase, just shoot an email through. And we'll do a Christmas special and we'll give this away for free, guys. So obviously if you just inbox us, we're going to have all the details down below and pretty much you get your free copy there. All right. So in saying that, that's the simple version for obviously number 5 with the balance of blood sugar levels. Number 6, manufacture sex and adrenal hormones. This is pretty much got to do with our cortisol levels. So our cortisol is produced by our adrenal glands. Now the reason behind this is that it just helps pretty much balance out the blood sugar levels like glucose and all that stuff, not actually through the blood, but actually through your storage system, alright? So it works out differently, like obviously that's blood sugar, and this one here is just balancing it out due to your storage system, right? Remember how we're talking about in carbs storage system? So we're just gonna tie that sort of back into there. The next one then we have is just simple, like maintain body temperature and stuff, because obviously fat's just an insulator, so that's easily done. And then obviously transport the important vitamins A, D, E, and K. Guys, these vitamins here, you can look them up for yourself, but obviously very good for your, skin complexion, like, hair follicles, nail follicles, eyesight, and stuff like that. So it's pretty much straightforward, really, really easy. Like I said, feel free to grab a copy of that. It's our little Christmas gift to you, right? I'm just gonna shoot your email across and then boom, you get your beautiful like PDF copy and stuff straight to your inbox and everything with that. But what we're gonna do now, guys, is actually move on. And what we're actually gonna move on to, I'm pretty much gonna just quickly erase this. We're gonna quickly just set up a table, tell you about like the good fats versus the bad fats, right? Because up until now, we're talking about, remember, the results of why it's important to eat good fats. So what we're gonna do is scrub this off. I'll get a table up and ready, set up nicely for you guys, and that way we'll just go through 2 different types of version just to sort of finish up the fats section, and then we're just gonna go into our beautiful Christmas tour and what you guys need to do about it, alright? So let's get cracking. So as you can see, guys, I've sort of just written a few things up here on the board. So we've divided it between good fats and bad fats. So our good fats literally comprise of our monounsaturated fats and our polyunsaturated fats. Bad fats is your saturated fats and your trans fats. So normally on the back of a nutrition packet, so the panel at the back of your, whatever food you're getting, normally they will have all this information, but they will hide this. So normally you'll find like either saturated or trans fat on the thing, because obviously by law they're entitled to actually, they have to just like sort of list down what the fats are in there. If you buy a very healthy food product, right, you might actually see the moly and polyunsaturated fats in there. It's up to the obviously the person who's producing the product, that company there, whether they want to add these. But you'll definitely always find saturated like fats on that panel list there, and that's like the sort of bad fat you want to look out for. So guys, just going off a few lists here, I've got a nice beautiful table in here that has all the just a few examples of what the moly, poly, saturated and trans fats are, as you can see. So just to name a few, just so you know, I'm not going to write them down because as you can tell the table is big. So literally moly, you're talking about like olive oil, canola oil, sunflower, peanut oil, sesame seed oil, avocados, olives, all your types of nuts, even peanut butter. Yes, peanut butter in moderate sizes, guys. Portion control, remember, right? Then the poly side of things, it's like soybean oil, corn oil, safflower oil, walnuts, sunflower, sesame and pumpkin seeds, flaxseed, fatty fishes, soy milk, tofu, things like that. Then obviously if we turn to our bad fats, this is what literally everyone craves, because obviously saturated is obviously from an animal, right? So guys, this is obviously the different cuts of like meats that you can get, obviously like in beef, lamb and pork and stuff like that. Obviously another example is like chicken with the skin on it. If you actually eat the skin and stuff, that is saturated fat right there. Other things like butter, cheeses, ice cream, lard, which is what's used for cooking, obviously it's a type of fat, straight there. Trans is anything that is pretty much humanly made. So we're talking about like pastries, packaged snack foods, pretty much candy bars, fried food, even frozen foods, you name it, all that sort of processed stuff. That's this here, right? Remember guys, that processed stuff is really, really bad for you because it is pumped full of sugar and sodiums and stuff like that to give it a long lasting shelf life. So if your ham can last for 3 months, mate, I was questioning, in the packet there, why it can last that long. Is it actually meat? Is it ham? No, it's all processed stuff. It's all crap that's put together in order to give it a longer shelf life. So just be careful with that. What I've got down here on the table is our essential fatty acids. Now these guys here, they actually can't be produced by the body. They actually have to be fed into the body. So what I'm actually talking about when I relate to the EFAs is literally your omega-3 and 6s. So remember guys, omega-3 is from your oils, and then your omega-6 is from your like fish and plant types, food base, all right? So pretty much that's a quick summary. I know I went through that really, really quick guys. There's a lot there, but remember, you can get everything in your copy here. So what we're gonna do now is I wanna again clean this off, and we're gonna go into our Christmas special. All right, Christmas talk time, woo! All right, almost there guys, we're almost there. So pretty much what I wanna talk to you about with the Christmas talk is first off, the processed food guys, when it comes to obviously packaged foods here and there. So if you guys are looking at doing like, your entrees, the antipastos here and there, that like pretty much gets everything like, to start up with, and you're gonna get like all your cold meats here and there, guys, go to the deli and get it nice and freshly cut, all right? So for example, like ham here and there, get it nicely shaven off the bone from the deli. You're gonna have a nice high turnover. It's gonna be nice and fresh, a lot more beneficial for you than getting actually going like Woolworths or Coles and going off the shelf and actually getting ham that's wrapped up in a package, because God all knows what's being pumped into there. It's not actually ham, right? Another tip guys is obviously to try and stay away from like frying foods here and there. Try and go towards more like baking here and there. I know everyone's like, not everyone I shouldn't say, but I know I've been talking to a lot of clients here and there, and sometimes on the menu things like chicken schnitzel is an option and stuff like that. Guys, try and get a nice chook, put it in the oven, bake it, or even you can even like bake the actual chicken strips here and there. They come out pretty good. Instead of deep frying things here and there, you can still crumb it like a schnitzel and actually bake them in the oven. It's a really nice. There are a few good recipes out there, and you can easily bake that. And again, you're cutting out all that, you know, saturated and trans fat like coming through the frying over there. Overall, guys, it's as what we mentioned in our other videos. It's all about portion control and everything. So don't go like too crazy and everything. I think I've mentioned it before, you know, use the small platter technique. So just get a small plate and put your food on that. Once the plate is full, that's what you've had in your first meal. And then second meal, boom, fill up the small plate again. And by the time you do like a 3 to 4 course meal type of thing, you already have like 3 or 4 of those plates. And it's nicely like serving it, not too full. Again, guys, that's pretty much it. We're going to try and hopefully, if we've got enough time, might do a special bonus episode and get maybe a workout in to just get you guys moving throughout the break here and there. Just a little something to do with like body weights here and there. We might like set up a little circuit and stuff and just give you a few tips and pointers on what you can do exercise-wise to get it done. But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching our 3-part series for our Christmas special. We're really thankful for everyone that like has subscribed and like tunes in to watch these episodes. As always, guys, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification because there might be that bonus episode coming up with our fitness sort of training exercises and stuff. All right, guys, that's it from me now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.